My dear students of class 8, welcome to my presentation on physical education and health, chapter 5, lesson 7 and 9. Lesson 7 athletics and 9 long jump and high jump. I am Sanjoy Biswas, lecturer in physical education, English version morning shift, Rajuk Uttara Model College, Dhaka. Especially athletics mean track and field events. Athletics is a collection of sport events that involve running, throwing, jumping, and walking. You know, the name is derived from the Greek word athlon, meaning contest. You see, the Greek word athlon meaning contest. Athletics was the original event at the first Olympics in 776 BC, where the only event held was the stadium length foot race or stage. There are many types of games in the world. Within these, running, jumping, throwing are the most ancient. In the primitive age, the people, for saving their life, they had to run, cross the obstacle by jump, own the opponent or enemies by throwing. Later on, the gradual development of civilization of the people, the running, jumping and throwing has changed into new form named sports. It has bounded by rules and regulations. Now, running, jumping and throwing is called athletics. In the name of mountains of Olympia and in the honor of god Zeus, athletics is now considered as Olympic competition. The modern Olympic competition was held at Greece in 1896. International Amateur Athletic Federation (IAAF) was formed in 1912. Bangladesh Amateur Federation was organized in 1972. So athletics can be divided into one is track events and another is field event. So track events related all kinds of running, walking activities or running events. You see an international track where track events or running events take place. You know, an international track consists of 8 to 16 lanes. There should be minimum 8 lanes in an international athletic track, up to 16 lanes. So the event which takes place on track is, we can say, it's track event, and the event which take place into the ground or into the field, we can say that is field event. You see, track events or running events can be divided in 3 ways according to distance. Number 1, short distance run, or we can say sprint run. Number 2, middle distance run, or we can say now short distance run or sprint run. A sprint is a short running race. In a track and field competition, there are generally 3 different sprint distances: 100-meter sprint, 200-meter sprint and 400-meter sprint. Even nowadays, indoor is for 60-meter. The original Olympic event, the stadium race, was a sprint of around 180 meters. Middle distance run. The middle distance races are the 800 meter, the 1500 meter and the 1 mile long runs. These races require different skills and tactics to win that sprint. They rely more on endurance and pacing than just pure speed. The runners don't stay in a single lane for the entire race. I mean, in middle distance run, an athlete can change their lane after completing certain length, from completing certain uh, now long distance run. So easily understand that any races or any run more than 1500 meter is considered as long distance run. There are three main long distance races: 3000 meter race, the 5000 meter, and the 10,000 meter races. These races are similar to the middle distance races, but the emphasis is even more on correct pacing and endurance. It's highly endurable races. I mean, long distance races. One should acquire the skills of endurance because he has to run for a long time. There are a few other races. You see the relay race. Relay race also we can say a team event. You see the four members consist a team in athletics, in running races, and they complete the total race simultaneously, running one after another. So there are various types of relay race: 4 into 100 meter, 4 into 200 meter, 4 into 400 meter, and 4 into 800 meter relay races we are seeing. And another races is hurdle race. 110-meter hurdles for men and 100 meter for women, and 400-meter hurdle race, and 3000-meter hurdle race. Road events: marathon race and race walking to 20 kilometers and 50 meters considered as. Now field events, jumping events and throwing events. You see, according to track event, field event can also divide in two ways: jumping events and throwing events. So let's see what are the. You see, the long jump, high jump, triple jump, and pole vault. These are the jumping events. It's a very common jump in we have seen, especially in school competition, district competition, and the competition. Long jump, high jump is a common uh, events in athletics. Triple jump. So for long jump, there are four skills. One is to run quickly, which is called approach run. Then and jumper will take his or her takeoff using one leg, then float into the air, and then landing. So these are the four main skills in long jump. And then high jump, similar way, one has to cross the crossbar, upper crossbar, and there will be format place, which is 5 into 5 meter square, where a high jumper land. So this is a Fosbury flop techniques we are watching. Now triple jump, this is a special techniques, use both legs, you see. And pole vault, where a pole is needed, and keeping pressure on pole, one has to cross the crossbar, clear the crossbar correctly without falling down the crossbar. So in high jump and pole vault, during high jump or during pole vault, during clear the crossbar, if any body part touch on the crossbar and if the crossbar falls down, then his or her jump will be considered as false jump. So for a successful jump, one has to clear the crossbar clearly. Same way pole vault also. So special technique is used in these events. So dear students, one thing I should tell you, that if you would like to know more, or if you would like to have a clear concept, you can search in YouTube. You will find a lot of videos and animation, and you can see from where you can get a clear concept about. Now throwing events. You see, there are four throwing events: short part throw, discus throw, javelin throw, hammer throw. So in short part throw, there is a short part circle, which is 2.135 meter radius, There is a stop board in front of the short part circle. This is sector. You see the triangular, which is called sector, and special technique is used in short put throw. In discus throw, you see a disc is thrown using a special technique, and which is almost similar to the short put throw, but not similar, because different techniques is allowed, and where a short put weight is 4 kg for female. On the other hand, discus, which is disc like, you see, and the circle of disc throw is 2.50 meter. Javelin throw, you see, javelin. After throwing a javelin, the javelin should be point on the ground, and one has to throw crossing or touching the end line, or restricted line, or restricted mark, or takeoff line. Hammer throw. Now, running events. Two types of running events, and the procedure of starting of running events. There is a special procedure is follow. How the short distance and middle distance run start. Now, during short distance and middle distance run, the starter will say, on your mark, set, and whistle or fire. So these three instructions are followed in short distance and middle distance run. On the other hand, long distance runs start by following two instructions. One is on your mark and whistle or fire. So dear students, one thing I can tell you, during short distance run and middle distance run, especially a runner use starting block. On the other hand, long distance run, in maximum time or many cases, athletes need not use any starting block, while they are taking standing start only in many cases. One important point for you: no competitor will have false start. If he takes, he will be disqualified. Nowadays, in modern athletics, after whistle or fire, if anybody start his run before whistle or fire, he will be considered a disqualified athlete, and he cannot take part in this event. So there is no chance to take false start. Finish of the run. All runs will be finished in same line. The winner will be decided according to the touching of torso to the last line from navel to throat. This is called torso. So you see, in an international athletic track, there is no ribbon. I think you see, in our school competition, we use red, green, or any colorful ribbon. So when any athlete touch the ribbon, that means he complete his race. But in international events, actually photo finish line, there is a photo finish line. You see the end line, which is called photo finish line. There are two apparatus or equipments, electronic device. So when an athlete cross it or touch it, automatically his or her timing captured. So torso means navel to throat, this portion. Let's see a picture. I think it will be clear. Torso. See, the navel to throat. This portion is called torso. So during sprint race, one athlete should finish his or her race touching torso on the ribbon. You see the ribbon, the finishing line. Friends, I'd like to give you some homeworks uh, uh, from your exercise, and the exercise is given on chapter 5. You see, I hope you will find the correct answer using a textbook, and you will find few answers from my lesson. Which game is violation involved with? There are 4 options to find out. Question number 2: which game has layup shot? So layup shot involved with which game? You just find out. Four options are given for you. Question number 3: which should touch the finishing line in respect race? What is the name of the International Organization of Swimming? Which swimmers handwork in like English letters S? A competitor will lose his or her opportunity in throwing of short putt if by touching the upper part of stopboard. Option 2, if comes out through the front side of the circle. Option 3, not throwing short putt within 60 seconds. So which one of the following is correct? Now we'll find out the correct answer using your textbook. Now observe the following picture and answer the question number 7 and 8. You see the 2 grips of javelin given for you. Now question number 7: which game does the picture above indicate? So I already gave you the answer. Question number 8: the reasons of failure of the above game of competitor is: number 1, touching or going over the sector line, touching the arc line, touching the land outside the certain line of runway. Now which one of the following is correct? Find out the correct answer. Now observe the following figure and answer question 9 and 10. You see the net 1.55 meter height, 20 feet width. Width of the cord is 20 feet, and the width of the net is 2 feet 6 inch or 2.5 feet. So especially we understand this game is this net is used for badminton game. So which game is the figure above involved with? We give the answer. Now to be sufficient in that game, one needs 3 options given: flexibility of hand, proper gripping, good footwork. Which one of the following is correct? So find out the correct answer. Read the following stem and answer question 11 and 12. A, B, and C are the shapes of 3 types of sports field. Field A, length 132 feet, width 66 feet. Picture B, length 44 feet, width 17 feet. Picture C, length 44 feet, width 20 feet. So using this stem, answer the following questions. Question number 11: which sport does a marked figure indicated? So which sports is indicated by the figure A or stem A? There are 4 options. Find out the correct answer. Which of the following techniques is applicable for both B and C sports field? C. B and C, I think same field, you know. Yes, you are right. This is badminton court. So this is a single badminton court and this is a doubles badminton court. Read the following stem and answer the question 13 and 14. Type of games: A, number of listed players 12, number of players participated 5. So we easily understand which games during which game 5 players can take part. This is basketball, obviously. Yes, you are right. So which sport is included in figure B? Basketball. B, number of listed player 12 and number of player participated 7. So 7 player participate in which game? So which technique is applied in both the games? So especially this game involved in handball, because in handball 7 players take part during the handball match. So in handball match, which is involved? Dribbling. Yes, you are right. So dear students, thank you for following me. One advice for you, we are passing a very crucial time, and to keep ourselves safe, please stay home, maintain social distance, uh, please maintain the health rules. Don't go outside if you are not must need to go out. So keep yourself, and take nutritious food. So thank you for your attention. Thank you, students.